cracking YouTube? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and today I want to talk to you guys about a certain topic, and that topic is the word trust, right? When you hear the word trust, what does trust mean to you? Do you trust your girlfriend? Do you trust your boyfriend? Do you trust your mom? Do you trust your dad? Do you trust your Uncle Bill? Do you trust your brother? Do you trust your sister? Who do you essentially trust, right? See, I don't necessarily believe in the word trust too much, right? I believe the word trust is a form of deception to earn your loyalty, right? To take your loyalty from you. See, I live by these three rules, right? The first rule is you trust no one, not a single person. Rule number 2 is you trust only but yourself, right? And rule number 3, you never agree to any promises from people you don't know. A lot of you guys definitely violated rule number 1 and rule number 3. That's the truth. Especially with the presidency and all. Just saying. For any presidents, any future presidents, anyways. Yeah, you never trust anybody, and you don't ever agree to promises from people you don't know. Essentially, I don't even, I don't trust Barack Obama, and I don't even know the guy to say, hey, I'm gonna vote for you, So essentially, I just don't vote, right? But anyways, with that being said, with you guys, right? What I want to talk to you guys about this topic is I'm trying to convince you guys to not essentially trust anybody. I'm not saying like you look at everybody in an awkward way where you can't essentially be loyal to, right? Because the word loyalty and trust is two different words, right? You can't associate the word loyalty and trust together, right? Like I said, because I feel like the word trust is it's a deceptive word to earn your loyalty, right? Because essentially, you can't really trust anybody, right? You can't. You heard all these horror stories, right, where you get into a relationship and then your partner cheats on you, right? And your partner cheats on you, and when they cheat on you, the first thing you said, well, I trusted you. Why did you do this? You see what I'm saying? Or when somebody lies to you, I mean, essentially, if you never trusted them, technically they never lied to you, right? Because you never trusted them. It's like you'd be like, well, I knew the truth already. I was just saying if you would actually go through with what you said, right? But yeah, man, you can't really trust anybody. You can be loyal to people, though. I'm not gonna lie. You can be loyal to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, dad, whoever. You can be loyal to whoever you want, because loyalty, it's reassuring your companionship, right? You're being loyal to the people who you respect. Now I'm gonna say trust who you respect, because if you don't respect the person, essentially you're not gonna be loyal to them, right? So yeah, so the word loyal can be associated with the word respect, right? Because you can't really respect anybody you trust, because that when you lose somebody's trust, you lose somebody's respect, right? Exactly. So yeah, you can't really associate those words together. Like I said, trust, the word itself, is very deceptive. Now, there's cases where, where the father molests daughters, mother molests sons, teachers molest students, coaches molest their athletes. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but see, you would trust that they wouldn't do this, but they do it. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't really trust people like that. Especially even in a business world, You know, the minute you show trust in somebody, they'll abuse it, right? Um, like, let's say you get too friendly with your coworkers, right? And one day you have a certain task for them to do. It's like, hey man, I need you to do this task. I trust that you can get it done, right? And they'll agree to it, and then like for hours or whatever time goes by, you follow up and ask them and say, hey, did you do this? And they'll be like, well, I haven't yet. And you're like, why? It's like, I asked you to do it. I trusted that you was going to make it happen. And they'll be like, well, no. You see, and you can't really put that kind of that I don't know, trust in people, right? And be satisfied where their loyalty will come in. See, if you're loyal to somebody, you'll do anything and everything to make it happen, right? I'm pretty sure you would. Like, let's say if I was your coach and I told you, hey man, I need you to train this hard, right? And because I've taken care of you very well, you know, made sure that you got proper time of rest, haven't been pushing you to your limits and stuff like that, and that you've been seeing progression into your position, that you're going to, you know, take it to the next level for me, right? See, that's where loyalty comes from. But when you think about trust, the word trust, right? The only person you can technically is trust yourself, right? You can only trust yourself because only you know what's good for you. Only you know what's right for you, right? Let's say I give you $1,000. I give you $1,000 and I tell you, hey, trust me, this $1,000 is clean. Nothing's going to happen to you if you take this money. Now you look at this person, it's like $1,000, man. I could do a lot of good things with $1,000, but where did the money come from? But the thing is, I'm not telling you where the money comes from. I'm just going to let you know that nothing's going to happen to you because as long as you trust me, you're in good hands, right? See, that's the thing. You know, you don't trust no one, man. You don't trust bankers. You don't trust politicians. You don't trust no one, right? And a lot of people would argue, say, well, what about your parents? You don't trust your parents? You know, I can't really say yes because the fact that I never had parents. My own parents abandoned me when I was a kid, so I don't have any parents, so I can't say yes, right? Because they took my trust when I was a little kid, so I can't say yes. I did have adopted siblings, right? Had a brother and a sister. Even then, like my brother, he took my trust away from him. He started doing drugs, and the day when he took the trust away, I was devastated, right? I don't know. I already talked about it in my previous video about how he kind of fucked me over. But, you know, even these days, even with my sister, we really don't have a strong communication, and yet I still can't even trust a woman. Matter of fact, we went through some complications ourselves when I was a lot younger, and we had to move on. We couldn't be near each other, right? Let's see what else. Yeah, essentially, I mean, you can't really trust anybody, right? Because people will abuse that trust, man. The minute you trust somebody, they'll take that trust and they'll use it for their own devious agendas, right? Everybody has these agendas that they want to do. When they have somebody's trust, they essentially they'll use you for whatever you're worth, right? They'll have you move their furnitures. They'll have you run their errands. They'll have you do all kinds of things and whatnot because you trust them, right? And then they'll give you like a little pat on the back, say, "Hey, thanks, man. You're a great buddy, man. Thank you." And you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong to not do anything for anybody, but you know, you can't really say, "Hey, man, I trust my best friend. I would die for him," right? You know, I've heard that many times. I would die for my best friend, or I would die for my wife. I trust them, right? And then, you know, like I said, your best friend backstabs you. He finds a new best friend, or your wife, you know, they cheat on you, right? Right? And where was the trust then? Where was the trust at? That's the first thing you ask. Where was the trust at? And when that happens, you know, it's like, well, you know, shit. Trust doesn't really necessarily exist because, like I said, the first rule, you trust no one, right? And then the second rule, you trust only yourself. So, you know, if you look back at all of this stuff I've said, can you really say that the word trust really exists, right? So, what I invite you guys to do is to, like I said, I'm not trying to have you guys now look at your wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, mom and dad all awkwardy, right? But start thinking about the word trust. It's like, can I really trust these guys with my life? At the end of the day, only you can take care of yourself. You can trust that only you can put food in your mouth. You can trust that only you can put shelter over top of your head. Only you can trust that you're going to put some clothes onto your body. Only you can trust yourself, your welfare, right? So, what I'm saying is, don't trust other people with your life. Trust yourself, okay? Do what's good for you. Do what you know that's going to benefit you. Because at the end of the day, when people say they've done things for you, what they really did was they tried to deceive you and thinking maybe you should trust them. And then before you know it, they use you, abuse you, and they leave you onto the sideline, and they're going to attack the next victim. So hopefully you take something from this topic, right? Hopefully you take something from this topic. This is just my philosophy. And it does not necessarily mean it's right. It does not necessarily mean it's wrong either. Alright, there's some truth behind what I'm thinking. You know, I was raised on the streets, and one thing I've learned that helped me survive throughout the times was not to trust anyone. Because it's the minute when you trust somebody, it's when they start fucking you over. Alright? Don't ever get emotionally involved with anybody when it comes to the word trust. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later. 9, 3,